Hi everybody, it's Andy from Beer Reviews UK here. It's another day, so we're going to do yet another review. Today we've got this Harpers Ruby Red Ale. It's Harpers, but it's actually made for Aldi, so it's their own really. Red ales typically are the same as an American amber ale. So when you talk about red and amber, you're really describing very similar things. It's going to be full-bodied. It's going to be hoppy. I'm expecting it to be a little bit buttery. I'd like it to be a little bit buttery. The main difference really between a red ale and an amber ale is red ales tend to be made from specially roasted malts, which gives it a more complex finish. I'm expecting it to be sweeter as well, probably with a little bit of butterscotch or caramel in there, and the malt itself is going to give it hopefully quite a nice red flavour. This is a 5% Ruby Red in a good 500ml bottle. So without further ado, let's crack it open and see what it's like. Check out the pour. Okay, that's poured. I wouldn't call it a dark brown. I'd call it a chestnut colour. So it's poured chestnut. It is brown with a red hue, which hopefully you can see there. It's poured with a good fizzy head. I am seeing a little bit of carbonation rising there, so that head may stay to the bottom of the glass, which is a good thing. Let's see what it's like on the nose. It's very mild. I am getting from that very mild malt a little bit of fruit, and there's a hint of toffee in there. It's not as punchy as I was expecting, if I'm being honest. I was expecting something a little bit more punchy than that, but on the nose it's just very subtle. Let's taste it, so it's like. It's definitely malty. It's a very malty drink, which is nice actually. I was a little bit, I wasn't expecting that tasty based on the aroma we got out of it there, but actually it is a very malty finish to that. I'm getting I think the bottle says apple. But you know, I'm getting something more akin to plum flavour in there around an apple. So I'm getting more of that red fruit flavours coming out of it more than anything else. It's smooth. Whilst it is quite malty, it feels quite light in the mouth as well. Not too light, so that's quite pleased from that. It is hoppy, it is bitter. So that's nice from that perspective. It's malty. There is a dark second sip there, third sip. I am starting to get a little bit of dark chocolate through on the flavour. So it's a little bit more complex than they initially looked or felt. The problem I have with drinks like this, particularly supermarket drinks like this, is, you know, they could do a lot more with this sort of thing, but they just seem to chase that traditional British beer flavour profile, rather than trying to stand out and do more of a craft beer, which I'd like these people to do a little bit more of. They do the craft beers, obviously, but I just like them to just try and push the envelope a little bit more, because they're really not going to set the world alight with beers like this. It's drinkable, like I say. You know, it's smooth and light. It's bitter, which is what you want from a beer, I guess. But the fact it's you know, they do promote it as a ruby red. I was just expecting something a little bit more complex, maybe a little bit sweeter, because it's not incredibly sweet. It's not particularly well balanced from that perspective, and just maybe a little bit more, because I'm not getting any toffees or caramels through, which I was kind of hoping for. It's a bit above, a little bit above average, but not much more above average. I'm going to score it 6.5 out of 10. That's what this is going to score for me. So 6.5 out of 10. So just a little bit above average. But you know what? It's what it is. It's Aldi's own. It's so therefore it's quite affordable, which does make it quite appealing. I think because it's affordable, it's probably scored that 6.5. If it was probably a little bit more expensive, then I'd have scored it down a little bit. But no, it's okay. It's above average. And if you want to try a red ale, it's a good one to try. Cheers, everybody.